Imagine discovering that your family's cherished home is in need of urgent repairs during probate and wondering, can those repairs be paid from the estate funds? Today, we're breaking down exactly what types of house repairs can be paid out of an estate account during probate and how you can make smart decisions to preserve the probate's value without risking legal consequences. Before we dive into the details, if you find this information helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more expert insights on probate and estate management. Diving into the importance of house repairs, it's important to understand the framework. Probate is the legal process that oversees administration and distribution of a deceased person's estate. An estate account is a dedicated bank account set up to manage all the financial transactions for the estate during probate. This account is used to pay debts, settle expenses, and in many cases, cover necessary repairs to the property. Using estate funds correctly is crucial. The funds must be solely used for the benefit of the estate, and that means only paying for repairs that preserves the property's value, ensures safety, or are legally required. Misusing these funds can lead to legal challenges from creditors or disgruntled heirs. When it comes to using estate funds for house repairs during probate, the key principle is necessity. The repairs must be required to protect or preserve the property's value or to comply with legal obligations. Here are some common types of eligible repairs, and I will give you a couple examples of each. 1. Structural repairs and safety issues. Roof, foundation, and wall repairs. If there's damage to the roof, foundation, or structural components that could compromise the integrity of the house, these repairs are essential. Plumbing and electrical systems. Repairs to faulty wiring or leaking pipes that pose a safety hazard are not only necessary, but required to prevent further damage or potential injury. 2. Repairs to maintain property value. Water damage and mold remediation. If water damage or mold is present, immediate remediation is critical to prevent further deterioration and health hazards. HVAC repairs. Ensuring that the heating and cooling systems are in working order protects the property from extreme temperatures and potential system failures. 3. Code compliance and legal requirements. Updating safety standards. Sometimes local building codes change, or an inspection reveals that a property doesn't meet current safety standards. In these cases, estate funds can be used to bring the property up to code. Necessary repairs for sale. If the property is being prepped for sale, repairs that are essential to secure a buyer's confidence and to meet legal disclosure requirements can be funded. 4. Preventative maintenance to avoid further loss. Emergency repairs. For example, if a burst pipe or a broken window is causing ongoing damage, these urgent repairs help prevent the problem from worsening, protecting the estate's overall value. The common thread is that the repairs must be necessary, not cosmetic enhancements or upgrades that merely improve the property's appearance beyond its original state. Cosmetic improvements, landscaping, or luxury upgrades typically aren't eligible because they don't preserve the estate's existing value. Instead, they add personal taste or extra value that goes beyond the basic needs of the property. It's equally important to understand what is generally not covered by estate funds during probate. This helps ensure that the estate's resources are used appropriately and that you remain compliant with legal guidelines. 1. Cosmetic upgrades. Staging or redecorating. While a fresh coat of paint or new carpeting might boast curb appeal for a sale, these are considered enhancements rather than necessary repairs. Non-essential remodeling. Any remodeling that significantly increases the property's market value beyond restoring it to its original condition is usually viewed as an improvement rather than a repair. 2. Luxury additions. Swimming pools upgraded, landscaping, or high-end fixture. These items are considered discretionary expenses. A state should focus on maintaining the property rather than adding features that aren't essential or safety or preservation. 3. Personal preferences. Aesthetic choices that don't impact safety or value. For example, choosing to replace standard light fixtures with designer versions isn't a necessary expense if the original fixtures function properly. Keeping these distinctions in mind, Executors can ensure that estate funds are spent in a way that protects the estate and minimizes the risk of disputes with heirs or creditors. Determining whether a repair qualifies as necessary involves a careful evaluation of the property's condition, the potential risks, and the impact on its market value. Here are some steps to follow. 1. Obtain professional assessments. Home inspections. A thorough home inspection by a licensed professional can identify issues that need immediate attention, such as structural damage or safety hazards. Cost estimates. Collect detailed estimates from reputable contractors. This document not only provides transparency, but also supports the case that repairs are necessary. 2. Consult with professionals. Probate attorneys and accountants. These experts can help determine whether certain expenses are justified under probate law. They'll ensure that the spending aligns with the state's best interests. Real estate agents. If the property is being sold, the realtor can advise which repairs are essential for marketability and which improvement might not be. 3. Review estate and court guidelines. Probate court approval. In some probate cases, significant expenses must be approved by the court or through an accounting process. Ensure that any proposed repairs meet the legal standards for necessary expenditures. Document everything, receipts and invoices. Keep meticulous records of all repair costs and contracts and communications with service providers. Detailed documentation can protect you if the state's expenditures are later scrutinized. By following these steps, you can ensure the repairs made are both necessary for preserving the property and defensible if questioned by the creditors or heirs. Let's consider a real-life scenario to illustrate how these principles can come into play. The Thompson family inherited their late father's home, a charming but aging property that had seen better days. Shortly after entering probate, the executor discovered several issues: a leaking roof, deteriorating wiring, and water damage in the foundation. After consulting with the home inspector, the family obtained estimates for roof repair and rewiring, which were essential to prevent further structural damage and potential safety hazards. The repairs were categorized as necessary to protect the property's value and ensure that it remained habitable. The executor also discovered that while the home's interior would benefit from a cosmetic refresh, painting and new carpet were not deemed necessary. Instead, the state funds were focused solely on the repairs that were critical to safety and preservation. The Thompson family later presented a detailed report to the probate court, complete with invoices and expert opinions to justify the expenditures. Thanks to this careful approach, the repairs were approved, the property's condition improved, and the home was eventually sold at a price that reflected its restored value. This example highlights the importance of distinguishing between essential repairs and non-essential upgrades, ensuring that estate funds are used prudently. Even when repairs are necessary, there are challenges that executors and heirs must be aware of. 1. Disputes among heirs. Differing opinions. Not all family members may agree on what constitutes a necessary repair. Open communication and professional assessments can help mediate these disputes. Number 2, budget constraints. Limited estate funds. Sometimes the state may not have enough liquid assets to cover all needed repairs. In these cases, executors might need to prioritize repairs that prevent future damage or that are legally required. 3, delays in approval. Court processes of major repairs might need approval. We emphasize the timely documentation and early action. 4, unexpected costs. Hidden issues. Once repairs begin, additional problems may be uncovered. Always budget a contingency for unexpected expenses to avoid overspending. Addressing these challenges require proactive planning and clear documentations by professionals and guidance. To ensure that estate funds are used correctly and effectively during probate, consider these best practices. Transparency. Maintain open communication with all beneficiaries regarding planned repairs and expenditures. Transparency helps build trust, prevents later disputes. Professional guidance. Always involve professionals, home inspectors, contractors, probate attorneys, and financial advisors to ensure that every decision is well informed. Detailed record keeping. Keep thorough records of all expenses, estimates, and details. This documentation is essential if the estate spending is reviewed by the court or contested by heirs. Prioritize list repairs in order of urgency and necessities. Budgeting. Develop a realistic budget that includes contingencies for unexpected costs. This ensures that the estate can cover necessary repairs without exhausting funds meant for debt repayment or distribution to heirs. Regular reviews as repair progresses. Review expenditures and timelines. Adjust plans as needed to stay within budget and meet legal requirements. Navigating house repairs during probate can be complex and emotionally charged. However, understanding that repairs are eligible to be paid from an estate account is critical. Steps in preserving the property's value and honoring your loved one's legacy. Remember these key points. Estate funds should be used only for repairs that are necessary to protect, preserve, or legally bring the property up to code. Cosmetic upgrades or enhancements that are not essential should not be funded by the estate. Professional assessments, detailed documentation, and clear communication with beneficiaries are your best tools to ensure a smooth process. If you find yourself in this situation, take action quickly. Consult with a probate attorney and trusted contractors to evaluate the property's needs. Obtain accurate estimates and document every expense. This proactive approach not only safeguards the estate's assets, but also helps prevent potential disputes down the road. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave your questions or share your experience in the comments below. We're here to help you navigate these challenging times with clarity and confidence. Remember, every repair decision you can make today can help preserve your family's legacy for tomorrow. Stay informed, stay organized, and take proactive steps to protect what matters most.